sonic distinction, sleek design, an unmistakable chorus effect, and a user-friendly interface. Roland's Juno series of synthesizers boasted all of these attributes and more. The Juno debuted in 1982 as the first polysynth to be sold under $2,000. It was a slimmed-down split from Roland's Jupiter line, and it was aptly named for the wife of the god of the skies in Roman mythology. Though they only consisted of one oscillator, as compared to Jupiter's two, their lush sound provided an echo that reverberated through landscapes of pop and electronic music from the 1980s onward, being heard on countless hits from a-ha's Take On Me all the way to the modern sounds of Tame Impala. Today, original Junos remain as some of the most popular vintage synths on Reverb, and you can keep an eye out for them by setting up a watch alert. However, through the years, there have been quite a few takes on a Juno, so today we're going to look at 12 different variations starting from the beginning. As the first in a series, this 6-voice polysynth was equipped with a variety of performance controls, an arpeggiator, 2 different types of chorus, and the DCOs, or digitally controlled analog oscillators. Though there were certain limitations like no bus ports or patch memory, Roland would soon reach resolutions with the following 2 synths in the line. Released later that same year, the nearly identical Juno 60 allowed players to save and recall sounds through 56 patches of memory. It also included a DCB connector, a direct predecessor of MIDI. For players in pursuit of a sequencer, the Juno 60 could be paired with the JSQ 60, which boasted a 2,000 note capacity and real-time performance capture. The Juno 106 finally saw Roland incorporate MIDI control and upgrade the storage, boasting 128 patches instead of 56. These improvements led it to become one of Roland's greatest selling synths. Though the arpeggiator was lost and the option to modulate the oscillator pulse was removed, its 6 voices were accompanied with their own DCOs, and the keyboard offers a portamento and glide function. Also available with built-in speakers as the Juno 106S. The Alpha Juno 1 swapped out the sliders for membrane buttons and introduced the Alpha dial for editing and browsing parameters. Though this made programming more painstaking, users could pair the synths with a PG300 programmer, which allowed for a return to slider style control for expedited editing. The Alpha Juno 2 introduced an external memory cartridge slot and an extra octave to the keyboard, by now complete with velocity and aftertouch. Though their sound was not quite as warm as the initial line, you could still find the Alphas on a wide range of records, particularly in the context of jungle, rave, and hardcore music. After a dormant decade where Roland expanded their horizons toward the digital polysynth market, the Juno name was revived in the new millennium with this entry-level wavetable synth. Though not nearly as advanced or targeted towards seasoned synthesis, the Juno-D still came with hundreds of internal patches organized by instrument categories, including Roland's stereo-packed multi-sampled piano. It was also packed with a multi-effects unit, several arpeggio and rhythm templates, and a D-beam controller. Sporting a similar paint job as the original line of synths, this affordable workstation featured an onboard recorder, both audio and MIDI, complete with a mixer and transport controls for endless composing and programming possibilities. It also came with a backlit LCD display, USB compatibility, and the same high-powered processor as Roland's successful Phantom X line. Like the Juno-D, the Juno-G doesn't have the greatest reputation these days, although you can find them for considerably less than other Juno-branded synths. With the Juno Stage, the Juno-G's sound engine and layout were transformed from a 61-key workstation into a professional stage piano with 76 semi-weighted keys. And though it lacked the same sequencing functionality, the memory was double that of its predecessor and included a hands-free patch select foot switch. For live performance, Roland also worked in an XLR mic input complete with phantom power, reverb, and a vocoder. As an upgrade to the Juno-D, informed by both the Juno-G and the Juno Stage, This portable battery-operated model doubled the waveform ROM and incorporated a whopping 1,000 sound library of presets. However, the Juno-Di lacked the sequencing and recording capabilities of its forerunners, and although there was an onboard arpeggiator and drum machine, neither could be customized. Further emphasizing the lightweight portability of the Juno-Di was the Juno-DS line, which were released as 61, 76, and 88 key versions respectively. These keyboards reintroduced the internal recording and sequencing capabilities and 8 MPC-style drum triggers for instant sampling and drum programming functionality. After a phase of products that bore little resemblance to the original line of synthesizers, Roland revisited Junos as they were at the beginning through their Boutique series, a project that saw the sounds of their classic instruments repurposed as a compact line of products. Packing in an arpeggiator, chord memory, and a step sequencer, the 4-voice JU06A included the 106's signature high-pass filter, the post-width modulation of the 60, and the option to switch between the filters of both. In both appearance and performance, players can finally consider the Juno-X a full return to form. Despite it being all digital, Roland's new Zen-Core synthesis system delivers analog emulation that allows this synth to channel not only a 60 or a 106, but even a Jupiter 8 and a JD800 and a SH101, all through model expansions that you can download at Roland Cloud. This pocket chord sequencer and arpeggiator includes a 4-voice synth engine lifted from the lush sounds of the Juno 60, realized through Roland's ACB or analog circuit behavior technology. It also packs in a number of filter and envelope controls, delay and reverb effects, and USB-C and MIDI connectivity. There's a reason why the Juno line of synthesizers are so beloved, a mix of magic in the sound with an ease of use and versatility for many types of music. Whether you're looking to grab a vintage one or a newer model, you can find them all on Reverb. Let us know in the comments what brands or models you'd like to know more about, and we'll see you next time.